So we are back again. We're going to talk about the Champions League, which kicks off in less than 2 hours. A little bit late getting this video out. A lot of you would have come from my first channel where I said I was getting a video out at 11 p.m. UK time. I actually meant 7 p.m. UK time, but it is what it is. Anyway, make sure you are firing up the like button. That would be absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We're going to go through the Champions League fixtures over the next couple of days, because unlike last time, we don't have to wait weeks and weeks and weeks to get all of these games done. I've never really understood why, apart from for money, they do that. We want to see the games flowing thick and fast. I understand that sometimes there is international breaks in between, but we want to see the games going constantly. Tonight there's some tasty fixtures, though, I can't lie. We have Benfica against Inter, and we have Manchester City against Bayern Munich. Obviously, tomorrow, the GOATs of European football, Real Madrid, take on Lampard's Chelsea. We'll come to that in a bit. And then AC Milan versus Napoli. I'd love to know who your favourite is, by the way. Me personally, as an Arsenal fan, I would love to see City get to the final. The longer they are in European competition, the better. Hopefully, it's 1-1. Then it's 1-1 in the next leg. Then it goes all the way to pens. Then they get through. Then it's 1-1. Then 1-1. Gets all the way to pens. Then they get to the final. That'd be great. How do I see it going, though? Man City. Well, by rights, Man City should win. And I do actually think they will win. I don't think they're going to run up a cricket score and all of that. I do actually think they will win the game. Bayern Munich have obviously got a new manager now. They've obviously got Thomas Tuchel in there. And he got knocked. He did get knocked out of the cup the other day against Freiburg, didn't he? They are, however, currently top of the table, 2 points clear of Borussia Dortmund. They won again at the weekend. They actually beat Freiburg at the weekend, which is kind of funny because the game before that, and that was at Freiburg, the game before that, they lost in the quarterfinal of the cup against Freiburg. So, yeah, kind of mad how football works. They got knocked out at home to Freiburg in the cup. The very next game is Freiburg away in the league, and they go and beat them. Make it make sense. Football is mad at times. But the team they put out at the weekend was a team that you'd expect, really. They had Cancelo, Pavard, De Ligt, Sommer in goal, obviously, Davis. Then they had Kimmich as the one sitting in front, Sane on the right, Mane on the left, Musiala, Thomas Muller, and Serge Gnabry. Nothing really sitting there saying, well, that was different from Tuchel. Leon Goretzka came on, Gravenberch came on, and a couple of other subs. Kingsley Coman was sat on the bench. But nothing really that screams out at you and says, okay, well, that was a weird formation or that was different. We know how Thomas Tuchel's teams will play. We know how he's going to play with what he's got at Bayern. What I do think is that Man City under Pep, with it being at home, I do think that Bayern will go there with a plan to nullify them and just try and stink out a draw. Whereas I think Man City being the home team, we know that they've got Erling Haaland and that's where most of their goals come from. But I do think the onus is on Man City. They're the home team. There is no away goals anymore. So you've got to go for it. Yeah, Bayern Munich don't necessarily have to go for it because they can take them back to the Allianz and they can go and beat them there. So they'll quite happily sit for a draw tonight, which is why this game is so interesting, because Thomas Tuchel against Pep's always great, but now it's Bayern Munich versus Man City. It's going to be very interesting. Two slightly different styles, two totally different managers, two totally different sets of squads. I mean, Man City's squad's just ridiculous. But I'm going for a Manchester City win. I'm saying 1-0. It'll probably be Erling Haaland. Let's go to the other game. Let's go to Benfica versus Inter. Benfica, good team, man. A lot of people don't realise how good Benfica are. And they don't realise how big a football club they are. Like, it's kind of mad. They lost at the weekend to Porto, which was kind of mad. They lost on Friday night at home to Porto, and like kind of crazy, really. But at the same time, I do see them dispatching Inter Milan kind of comfortably, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, I think Inter Milan are not very good. First and foremost, they drew at the weekend against a team I can't pronounce, Salernitana. Butchered that. Ironically, that was on Friday night as well. And they are a team that seem a little bit lost at the moment. I can't lie. They need to freshen up. They did, however, batter that team. They just didn't finish their dinner. But Benfica, for me, with their possession-based football, with tiki-taka, they're so good on the ball to watch Benfica. And I'm not saying I'm sitting and watching Benfica every week, but every time I watch Portuguese football, which has been quite a bit this season, funny enough, you can't get the ball off of them. Technically, they are superb, these Portuguese ballers. So with that being at Benfica as well, again, the onus is on them to go and win. Inter will come and stink it out, a bit like Bayern will. But I see this being quite easy, if I'm honest. I think Benfica slapped them tonight. I'm going to go with a 3-0 in this game to Benfica. And they're a dark horse for me to go and win that tournament. I can't lie. I think they're a really good team, man. And I think that's something that people will underestimate, because the hipsters will go with Napoli, who I'm coming to next against AC Milan. Napoli are not going to have no Osimhen, apparently. He may be out for the next game as well. And as good as Napoli have been this season, how are they going to react without him in the team? They lost to AC Milan quite recently as well, 4-0, by the way. So for me, you have to look and say Napoli without their star boy in the team, that could be a bit of a problem. Going to AC Milan, I do think Milan have got Ibra back now as well, unless I'm completely mistaken. But let me have a look, in fact. Let me have a look while we're here. Yeah, it was only, a week or so ago, they slapped Napoli up at their own ground, 4-0, 9 days ago. They did draw at the weekend against Empoli. Let's see if Ibra played that game. Let's have a little look. Divock Origi started. Olivier Giroud came on. No Ibra in the squad. Ibra not in the squad. Wow. I thought Ibrahimovic was back. Brahim Diaz, Rafael Leao, they were all rested for the weekend. Olivier Giroud. Diaz we're linked to, of course. But yeah, no Ibra. I thought Ibra was back playing. Maybe I'm wrong. But there we go. But that game, I think there's going to be a lot of upset hipsters. There's going to be a lot of upset hipsters in the next couple of, or in the next week or so, because I see Napoli getting knocked out. Real talk. If they got no Osimhen up front, I don't see them winning that game. I can't lie. I genuinely don't see it happen. I just don't see how they can break AC Milan down without their star boy. And listen, AC Milan have not been great this season. However, I do think they have got a little bit too much for them if they ain't got Osimhen playing. That's just my thoughts on it. Maybe you've got a different opinion, but I don't think Napoli are beating them. I'm not one of these people that sit there and go, oh, well, Napoli are running away with that league, so I'm going to go with them to win the Champions League. It don't work like that for me. I don't see it. Like, I just don't see it. I genuinely don't. Again, they had 23 shots at the weekend, AC Milan. Didn't score a goal. But they did have Leao and Giroud on the bench. They're currently fourth in the league. They're 6 points off second. They're 22 points off top. And they've already slapped up Napoli a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, I'm going with an AC Milan win. I'm going with 2-0. 2-0 AC Milan. Now let's move on to the big boy. The big boy, Real Madrid, Hala Madrid, Don Ancelotti. I love that manager. And they're looking kind of shocking in the league. But when it comes to this European competition, do not bet on this club. The amount of times they shock and amaze you is insane. Karim Benzema, Ramadan Benzema is elite. I watched them against Barcelona the other week, 4-0 at the Camp Nou Camp Now, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely slapped him. Vinicius Jr. is just getting better and better every time I watch him. And I watch a lot of Real Madrid. And like I said, they have been very poor in the league. They lost 3-2 to Villarreal at the weekend. We all know what happened there with Valverde punching up the Villarreal player. And then the Villarreal players grassed him up and he could get a ban. Crazy. How about don't chat shit? Do you know what I'm saying? But it's going up against Frank Lampard's team, who couldn't beat Wolves at the weekend. And have only won, 10 league games all season? Yeah, good luck with that, Chelsea, because I fear for you lot. Real talk. This is going to be absolutely insane levels. This is going to be a 5 or a 6. But there will be Chelsea fans sitting there with a little bit of hope saying, well, it's a pretty similar team to what we had last season. Like, we did do well against them last season. You did do well against them. I think they beat you on goal difference, didn't they? And you were the closest team to knocking them out. But this competition, Listen, I know Chelsea have won it twice and my club haven't. But I'm telling you now, this competition, I think it's going to be a City Madrid in the semis. And I wouldn't put it past Madrid beating them. I can't lie. I wouldn't put it past Madrid winning it again. Having said all of that, I said by Benfica as well. I think Benfica have got an outside chance to win this competition. But this is what makes Champions League football so great as well, because it's a knockout competition. Anything can happen. All the hipsters a week ago or 2 weeks ago were boosting up Napoli. They didn't go and get spanked 4-0 by AC Milan. Their star boys out. All of a sudden, it ain't looking so great for Napoli anymore, is it? So Real Madrid are not so great in the league, but when it comes to this competition, bang, they go and spank everyone. So, yeah, Man City, obviously that's going to be peak tonight. But let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. And, yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting, people. But we're out of here. Adios. Ciao.